Good morning students. Welcome back to IAS Universe channel. Today in this class we will talk about the essence of ethics, which is a part of the first unit. In the previous two classes we have discussed about the ethics and their definition and the morality and morals and its definition, and we have also discussed about the differences between the morals and ethics. If you have not seen those videos, the video links for those classes are available in the description box. Please watch so that this class will be understood in a better way. Essence of ethics. Before I delve into the topic, I will give a brief introduction. What are ethics? Ethics are the standards which help us and which guides us to decide what is right and what is wrong. They guide us in our behavioral outcomes, in taking a decision of right and wrong. And essence of ethics. These are properties or characteristics of ethics. In simple, essence of ethics are nothing but these are properties or characteristics of ethics. For example, when we talk about justice, what are the properties and characteristics of justice? One of the characteristics is fairness. The same way, for ethics also, there are certain characteristics and properties. Let us discuss one by one. And the first point is, and the first characteristic is, both genes and environment determines ethics. When environment determines ethics, it is through social engineering, that is, the society. The society around an individual influences an individual behavior. It is otherwise called as an external locus of control. But many socio-psychological scientists say that it is not just environment which influences an individual's ethics. Both genetics, that is genes, and environment both play a role and helps an individual in taking an ethical decision. And the second point is morals of an individual. They sometimes guides the ethics of a society. And these ethics, they produce a culture of a society. For example, Rajaram Mohan Roy, his individual morals have decided the ethics of a society after a prolonged struggle and bringing of a law by the then Governor General. And women education, which was not an ethical norm at the time of Rajaram Mohan Roy and Ishwar Chandra Vidyasagar and other socio-cultural leaders, it has transformed into an ethical norm of a society today. And it produced a culture where men and women, boy and girl are treated equally. And child marriages, it was a ethical norm at some time, but now it is not a norm, it is a crime. So the individual morals, they also influence the ethics of a society, and they produce a culture. And the third point is contextual, means ethics, they change with respect to a place, change with respect to time, and they change with respect to a person. For example, wearing mask was not a ethical norm at some time, though people were wearing because of pollution in some cities like Delhi and in some cold places and in winter months. But now due to coronavirus, it has become a norm, and social distancing, it has become an ethical norm. So with respect to place and time and a person, things change. For example, for a person, earlier child marriages was a norm, but not now. So they change with respect to time and the place. And person, the same thing. We respect elders when we are traveling in trains and buses. So we offer a seat. So ethics changes with respect to an individual, with respect to a person. And the fourth point is at different levels. Like they work at individual level, they work at organizational level, they work at international level. Like this point I have discussed in the previous class, and just to repeat, at international level it is Panchshil, non-alignment movement. These are the principles which act as a ethics at international level, at organizational level, like insider trading, which is not ethical, that is unethical at organizational level, and at individual level, honesty, integrity, and loyalty towards an organization. And the fifth point is they are subjective and emotions play a key role. Subjective means for every society, ethics changes. For example, the Japanese society values punctuality as the highest virtue, but in Indian society, we don't observe that at the level of Japanese society. And emotions play a key role. And the sixth point is they influence the human behavior beyond the legal stipulations, donating a part of a salary to orphanages. See, this is not a legal stipulation for an individual, but some individuals they donate a part of a salary to orphanages and old age homes. See, it is all ethics, like not taking a dowry. Taking dowry is a crime and illegal act, but if they don't have ethics, they do take it they do take it in different forms. But being ethical, if one is ethical, they don't need a law to influence their behavior. So, to summarize, the essence of ethics are both genes and environment determines ethics. Morals of an individual guides the ethics of a society and produces a culture for the future generations. And contextual, they change with respect to a place, time, and person, and at different level. They operate at different level. They operate at individual level. They operate at organizational level. They operate at socio-cultural level. They operate at national level. They operate at international level also, and they are subjective. And emotions play a key role. They influence the human behavior beyond the legal stipulations. That is, just not confined to the narrow stipulations of law and code of conduct. People go and do certain acts, that is, donating a part of a salary to orphanages is one of the example. And the next topic we will discuss are beliefs and values. If you remember in the first video we have spoken about, we will discuss about beliefs and values. So today we will discuss about beliefs and values and the differences between these two values, beliefs and values, and how they are related to ethics, and what are the differences between the values and ethics. What is the meaning of beliefs? Beliefs are feelings which are based on awareness, which are believed to be true, but they might be rational or irrational and unproven also. For example, caste system in India. Many have belief in caste system. Is it rational and irrational? It is irrational. Many people in the medieval period denied temple entry to the people of lower caste. It is irrational and unproven by any Vedas or any other dharmic literature. But people had a feeling based on the awareness of the society, based on the awareness they received, they sensed from the societal knowledge at those times, and they were believed to be true. Like caste system is still people believe in caste system. And political beliefs, for example, some people believe in the ideology of capitalism, some people believe in the ideology of communism. And the next thing is values. Values are standards which are considered important in making judgments or decisions. Here you might get doubt. Then what are the differences between the ethics and values? Don't worry, I'm going to explain it in a couple of seconds. To give an example of what are values, let us take an example of Mahatma Gandhi. Mahatma Gandhi valued non-violence as one of the highest virtues. So, in Chauri Chaura incident, during the non-cooperation movement, there occurred a non-violent incident. So, Gandhiji, despite of an opportunity to bring independence. He valued non-violence. So these are the standards. So non-violent methodology is a value which was respected, considered important by Gandhiji. So these are the standards which are considered important in making decisions. Once Gandhiji has heard about this Chauri Chaura incident, he called off the non-cooperation movement. You know after that what happened. Many nationalist leaders were discouraged, they were demotivated by the decision of Gandhi. And values, they influence one's own behavior and others also. For example, Jawaharlal Nehru, he valued democracy. Though after the death of Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, he valued democracy as he had valued democracy, though there were no leaders of his stature, he didn't turn the Indian political system into a dictatorship. So, with his behavior, he influenced others also, other political leaders also of his own generation to value democracy. And Subhash Chandra Bose, he valued socialism, he valued individual effort. So, he also influenced the people around him and motivated people to join Indian Army. And Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, he influenced Swami Vivekananda and other disciples, which led to the establishment of, the society which Swami Vivekananda has established. Please comment. And the second point is, it guides one's own personal choices but also perception of others' worth. For example, let us take the example of Jallianwala Bagh massacre. Till now, it was happened in 1990. Until that event happened, Gandhiji had a kind of soft corner towards Britishers. But with this incident, and along with many other acts happening at the same time, several laws which were restricting the press freedom, and an act which legalized to imprison individuals without trial. Comment that. What is that act? After these acts, Gandhiji had changed his perception towards Britishers. So the values which guided Gandhiji were individual liberty, human dignity, which Britishers were not willing to share with Indians. And the third point is, these are the cardinal values and principles which guides other values. I mean, there are certain values where other values are based. For example, compassion. If compassion is one of the values of an individual, that individual will also have an empathy towards poor and vulnerable, empathy towards old age people, empathy. And if an individual has the respect towards the rule of law, he will have other values like equality and against untouchability, fairness, justice approach. He will value the justice and fair trial. So in this way, having one value, it will also lead to having other values. And individualism, honesty, modern competition, these are other values. For example, competition is a value of what? It's a value of capitalism. And modern approach, like if we know the literature, what is being written around 1800s, like Shakespeare. If you take a book of Shakespeare, the literature being used in Shakespeare is a bit complicated to read for a modern reader. What I mean is, a modern reader means the people who read today's generation books like Chetan Bhagat books and all. So modernity is a kind of a value which simplifies the complex things. And honesty, I don't want to tell. And individualism, I don't want to explain again. And what are the differences between the values and beliefs? Beliefs are amenable to change with proper information and time and laws. For example, let us take the same example, temple entry movement. People believed that people belonging to the lower caste should not be allowed into a temple. But after a prolonged struggle and with a change in times and because of the laws which were brought in by the government, belief system of the people had changed now. But coming to values, values are hardcore beliefs. They are difficult to change easily until a serious incident happens in one's life. For example, again take Mahatma Gandhi. Until he is being asked to leave the first class coach in South Africa in a train, he had a kind of positive attitude towards the Britishers and the white man. And Kautilya, until he had faced the situation of his father being killed and forced to leave the kingdom, he never had any kind of a value, I mean, any kind of an attitude or opinion about a king. But these incidents has changed his values, how king should not be, what kind of good governance he has to bring. So he moved to Takshila, and that's a part of Asian history. So, and again Ashoka, the great Kalinga war had transformed his uh, belief system, and he also transformed him to value non-violence and take Buddhism as one of the core philosophies guiding his kingdom. So, as values are hardcore beliefs and they don't change easily until a serious incident happens, we need to inculcate values at an early stage of a human being, that is, at the child level. For example, patriotism during Republic Day and also in school days, if you remember, we do have pledges. In the morning we will assemble and we do sing national anthem also sometimes, and some schools they do uh, sing all Indians are my brothers and sisters or song. So what is it? It inculcates a value of brotherhood, fraternity and patriotism towards our own nation. And the next thing is human behavior. What is human behavior? In simple words, these are nothing but responses or actions. For example, when you when you if you find a cockroach next to your place, how do you react? That is what human behavior. Several people behave in a very absurd manner. Some people remain calm. They think, okay, it is a cockroach. It's okay. We can just push it with a hand. We can simply push it with a hand like that. It's a behavior. Human behavior is nothing but a response or actions towards a stimuli. We beliefs, values, culture, persuasion, attitude of an individual, and faith are some of the factors. These are not the only factors, some of the factors which influences a human behavior. Here I have not spoken about the attitude. The second unit of this syllabus talks about attitude and what are the different phases of attitude, how it fundamentally being formed and all. But in a simple way, attitude is formed from the belief system. Events which happened in the past. So attitude is nothing but a favor or a disfavor. I mean, you have a positive attitude and you have a negative attitude. Let us take the example of Mahatma Gandhi having a positive attitude towards the white man until an event of him asked to leave the first class coach but in South Africa. So after that his attitude didn't change completely, and also the belief system and the value system of Gandhi has been changed by the Tolstoy novels, and several events have occurred in him, and several events have occurred in his behavior. Now let us discuss about the ethics and values. What are the differences? Ethics. It is nothing but a branch of philosophy that deals about the standards which guides and which helps an individual to take a right or a wrong decision. Coming to values, these are nothing but values deals about the standards which guides. When coming to values, standards guides the individual, but ethics not only guides, it also discusses, it also thinks whether these standards are rational or irrational. But values doesn't bother, they just stick to you based on the events of your life, based on uh, how you were taught, what were you taught. So values are nothing but standards which act as a core or underlying philosophy that helps you in taking decisions, that helps you in guiding a decision. It is an application part of the standards, but in ethics, it is a comprehensive stuff. It's a comprehensive thing. It also deals about how these standards have evolved and how can we apply these standards, how these standards change with respect to time, whether this standard is applicable in this situation or not. For example, let us take an individual who values money. So his behavior, as I have mentioned earlier, values and beliefs guide human behavior. His behavior now will be to earn as much money as he can. But ethics here discusses about how he earns the money. It talks about how, values talks about what of a standard. So a standard is a parameter between the two, ethics and values. The how part is being dealt by ethics. The what part is being dealt by standards. How to apply standards, whether it is reasonable, why they do change in other places, is all being discussed in ethics. Only ethical values are ethics. Ethics deals only about the ethical values, for example, honesty, integrity, respect towards women, like that. Ethics, it is a branch of philosophy, it's a comprehensive thing, and it deals only about the ethical values which are good. So, if you look at the Venn diagram below, all ethical values are values, but not all values are ethics. So, you understood, right? Values and ethics both deal with the standards, but sometimes values also has certain other standards. For example, standards such as material success, individualism, freedom of thought and expression, and courage and hard work, these are all the values, but these are not considered under ethics. Honesty, truthfulness, and justice are used in making ethical judgments of righteousness and wrongness in human behavior. These are these values like honesty, integrity. There exists a difference between honesty and integrity also. These values are considered as part of ethics. Thank you so much. In the next lecture, we will discuss about other topics that are related to the values and ethics.